Hello and welcome to Betting News, and by God, the X Factor has gripped the nation, both here and across the pond. We're into the semi-final stage. There's 5 people left, and thanks be to God that Brazilian crony has been knocked off last week. What a joke Wagner really is. Couldn't sing a note in his head. I'm glad that the public have finally got rid of him, and our own Mary Bourne still battling. It was a sing-off between her and that Brazilian crony, as I've already called him. Mary belted out a ballad. She's still in there, and we're going to now speak to someone who I know spends many an hour glued to the X Factor. She even Sky Pluses the X Factor in case she misses anything. Her name is Nicola McGeady. Now, Nicola, we're down to the final 5. It's an unbelievable contest so far. As I mentioned in my intro, the Brazilian is gone, thankfully. Now we've got 5 people / one group who can actually sing. And we're going to have a look at a couple of different markets. The newspapers have been filled with Mary missing her daughter, the father of her love child. It's everything. But as we finally spoke a couple of weeks ago, it's all about how much publicity you get out in the newspapers. We're going to have a look at the next elimination market. And I think Mary shouldn't be favoured here. Why is she favoured, Nicola?
First of all, Leon Blanche loves to Sky Plus the X Factor as well, so
I
don't
do.
deny it.
I'm not going to lie, I do like the Sky Plus the X
Mary,
Factor.
yeah, poor old Mary, she's 4 to 5. She's getting a lot of backlash saying that she's a karaoke singer. Now, her second song was a little bit, shouty, as Simon Cowell did say. But when she sang U2, for me personally, she stole the show. I think Rebecca murdered the song. Even though she got praise off the judges, she can sing and everything. But
Rebecca, to me, not to interrupt you, Nicola, but Rebecca, to me, she's a beautiful voice, looks like a beautiful girl, but she's so cold. There's actually no expression in her when she performs. Surely she's got to come out of her shell a little bit.
I'd love to see her come out of the shell. She is going with this whole humble act, but it's a little bit boring because she actually doesn't even answer Dermot's questions, and she's just looking at the floor and really shy, which was nice at the start and kind of endearing, but now, she has to up her game. She is going to become a superstar out of the X Factor, so yeah, she really needs to up her game. But I don't think Mary, even though she's the odds-on favourite to go next weekend, or on Saturday night, the first to go, it could be a double elimination. I think Cher's going to go at 13 to 8. She's a very hard-necked girl. She's coming across like that in the papers. She does know it. And also the contestants backstage have said they don't like Cher. She's very selfish, is throwing tantrums backstage. And
She's been given a bit of this selfishness and I think this inner belief from her mentor. Cheryl, there's no doubt in my mind, has specifically picked out Cher as her number 1 candidate. Even though she looks like something almost sometimes out of Fraggle Rock. She makes these kind of signs at the end where she sticks those and. Surely to me that's not endearing her to the public out there.
Yeah, those faces are just nasty, the ones she pulls. They're just not nice.
Now I know she's only a kid and I don't mean to give her a hard time, but ease up on the makeup, love. Start singing a few songs and forget about pulling these faces, because people at home, like myself and McGeady, who watch the X Factor, we don't like it. 13 to 8, I think that's a serious bet. We're going to move on now a little bit away from the outright, because we'll talk about that in a couple of moments. Winning manager. Now, Danny obviously has the favourite in Matt Cardle. Cheryl has got 2 girls left, Rebecca and Cher. Simon's got One Direction, who, as I might add, have been going along very, very nicely indeed. They were very good singing a couple of Beatles songs. And Louis, he's the complete outsider with Mary. Mary's not going to win it, but I think she might just get ahead of Cheryl. Who do you think is going to be the winning mentor?
Well, I do think Matt Cardle's going to win, but it still could very easily be One Direction. So what I would say is back Simon Cowell to be the winning manager at 7 to 2. That's basically like backing One Direction, who are a little bit shorter than that. So, Simon Cowell's a valuable bet.
And he's been very confident, Nicola, throughout the whole entire series, especially when he was left with One Direction. He said quality over quantity. He really believes that this boy band could be the first boy band to win the X Factor. They just look really good, and they seem to have a great connection with each other. I think that's very important.
Yeah, they have a huge fan base out there. Lots of.
Do you like them, Nicola?
I absolutely.
Even though they're a little bit young for McGeady, who would be your favourite one?
Cheryl Cole said she would do jail, but we're not going to go into that.
Wow, Miss Cole, keep it to yourself. But McGeady, who would you like? This is what I'm trying to say. Out of the 5 lads, would you stay Irish?
No, I actually like Zayn. I think he's got a gorgeous voice, and he's
the youngest of the whole group, so be careful, Zayn. McGeady's coming, she's fighting. And now we're going to go on to the outright, Nicola. You've already said Matt Cardle can win it. I'm going to disagree with her. I think there's no value there at 4-6. One Direction for me, 7-2. I think it's a great bet.
Okay, and ease off on Cher. I know you are a secret fan of her, and she's only 17. So remember that, Leon Blanche. Yeah,
no, I just told her ease off the makeup, Cher. Ease off the makeup.
Yeah.
You don't need that much. I remember one week when she sang, I can't remember the name of the song, but she looked more natural, and by God, she sang really well.
Yeah, she looks great without the makeup. She needs to tone it down. But anyway, enough Cher bashing. To win the outright, I think it's going to be Matt Cardle at 4-6. One Direction, they are 7-2 now, but they're going to be cut and cut as the week goes on. There's a lot of interest in them. And Rebecca Ferguson, she was the favourite at one point. She's on the drift now, out to 9-2.
Now, even if they do have, final point on the X Factor, if they do have a double elimination, can anybody break the top 3 and make it into the final, or is that just not possible?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be 3 in the final, and that's it. I don't think there's going to be 4 in it.
So we're going to leave that on a boring note from Nicola McGeady. She doesn't think it's possible to beat the big 3, but I have an inside scoop. Mary Byrne, you're going to get to the final.